This is a play that has one single event that sends an entire community toppling. The central character makes a comment about his girlfriend's looks, and that gets back to her. That's the basic seed.
We follow a couple, Greg and Steph. We find them in mid-argument about a statement that he's made in passing about her face. She believes something to the effect of, "I'm ugly," and him saying, "No, that's not it at all. In comparison to somebody else, I said you were regular," which is about as bad as saying ugly, if not worse. You know, it's like calling somebody cute. You know, they find that offensive sometimes.
Neil has always had a preoccupation with the theme of beauty and aesthetic in our culture. What is the use of it, or is there any use for it at all? And in this play, which is the end of a trilogy, starting with The Shape of Things, and Fat Pig being the second play in the trilogy, he more aggressively attacks the themes of beauty in our culture and how important it is.
Trilogies are funny things because sometimes you don't know you're making them. And certainly I think through the first two pieces, I didn't know that. I was only, in terms of a subject or, you know, a theme, working around something about body image, that kind of thing. And The Shape of Things, which began in London and then came to the States, and then Fat Pig, which started at MCC. I was dealing with the manipulation of the body and or the way we, you know, feel about our bodies, other people's bodies, that kind of thing.
The unique thing about working with Neil is I've never really experienced anyone quite that collegial in terms of commingling our ideas. We would have a hard time saying something, an actor would have a hard time with a line, and he'd say, "Get rid of it."
And in the case of Terry, he was someone that I knew specifically would understand not just the show. I mean, someone who has come from Steppenwolf and obviously knows acting and all of that. It's beyond that. I knew he understood the world, that he grew up in Illinois, knew the blue-collar world that I was writing about and had grown up in myself. So I had an extra kind of confidence about that. That's probably him now telling me that, you know, to be really generous in my compliments.
Well, I think Neil is a playwright that people have expectations that there are going to be sort of O. Henry-like twists at the end, and sometimes really cataclysmic events, big surprises that are usually pretty shocking and pretty hard to take. But I think Neil has evolved as a playwright, first of all, into someone that really doesn't need to do that all the time.
So this play unfolded in its own way. So it became, you know, something other than what I probably set out to write, which is often the case, because I'm not as interested in the process from the standpoint of you know, calculatedly saying, this is what I'm going to write. I prefer to let it blossom as I go. And sometimes the blossoms are so small, one can't see them, and you know, you don't know it's there. But you keep working on it, and you have people that you trust who you know, see something in the soil, and out of that comes, out of this very bad growing analogy, comes a play.